English with Deck. So, do you ever catch yourself thinking, almost, who am I? That's pretty philosophical, isn't it? Maybe a little too philosophical. But when you are learning a second or even a third, fourth, even, of course, language, um, you don't only learn the language, you adapt to it. And that doesn't mean you sort of change physically, of course, but mentally you will change after learning a language for an extended period of time. And that will go to more than just like the way your brain works and the way your brain patterns think, as in the grammar order or just the repetition order of of sentences. It will also. I am so sorry. 1 second. I am so sorry if any of you just got this because I did not. It was just a dodgy thing. I don't know. My throat just really hurt then. Ah, oh, I've got this really strong sparkling water with a slice of lemon in it. It's absolutely divine. Okay, let's start again. So, well, carry on. Yeah, and basically, when you are speaking or living in and your target language, your personality will change. It will adapt to the language. It will sort of become a version of yourself, in my opinion. Now, I don't think that is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It is inevitable. You know, there is no way that someone could become the more fluent you get in a language. There is no way someone could possibly not change at all. Now, of course, I'm not talking about, let's say, for example, someone who is learning Japanese and they suddenly start dressing like in typical Japanese streetwear. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, well, firstly, your personality. You know, the personality of, let's say, your average Japanese guy or girl versus your average English guy or girl is pretty different, you know? There are mannerisms, the way that someone holds a body posture, stuff like that, you know? And I think, especially if you're surrounded by that target influence, that target language, your personality and your mannerisms will quickly adapt. You know, one thing someone told me recently, I say recently, like a few weeks back, they were laughing because I assume you've seen my face, a pretty standard Caucasian white person. You know, I look pretty English. I dress relatively English, I guess, in the fashion sense, I suppose. Shirts and jeans and whatnot. However, when I was stood next to a group of tourists. I don't know where they were from. I didn't know them. I was just in the queue, and my mate, he commented saying, or him and another friend, she also commented. They were like, when you stand next to those people who are from America or wherever they're from, you look more like someone who's your mannerisms and your posture, your attitude looks more Japanese, as in someone who's lived in Japan for longer. However, when I was surrounded by people who were not, well, from Europe, for example, I look more and sound with my mannerisms more Western. And that got me thinking, you know, we don't realize how much we change, how quickly we change. And yeah, I do think that is true in a way. I've lived in this country now for quite a few years, quite a long time actually, and I have constantly lived with native people to this country. I have worked in companies, in Japanese speaking companies, alongside Japanese people of various ages. So I think it's inevitable, you know? You pick up things from the TV as well, mannerisms, the over exaggerations. I did catch myself doing those recently. Oh no. But it's not just the it's personalities. There's also the emotional differences which come with this. And I think the way we handle our emotions also changes a little bit as well. Now, I think I just mentioned there, like the over exaggerations. For example, in Japanese, people over exaggerate on TV at least and stuff anyway. And to a degree in real life as well, it's like, I mean, it's the same, of course, as going, oh my God, what? If you want to get a bit more explicit, you could be like, what the F? kind of thing. And of course, that happens in real life in Japanese as well. And yeah, I think that sort of transcends into the personality, of course, but the way you exaggerate the emotions completely changes. Ways I never thought I would have used my body language, I have noticed I use it now. And this happens for people learning French, for people learning Spanish. I know this one, I've heard this one a lot. And yeah, I think that's just fascinating. The way our brain can adapt to this emotional and physical or psychological change, and it really does change who we are. So, of course, I'm still me, but I'm another version of me, and I think that's really special. There's it's not I'm not like a split personality disorder, but there is another version of me. And for you, for example, learning English, there is an English version of you. And whatever your native language, native version of you is. And that is something, you know? Yeah. But anyway, let us know in the comments what you think. Maybe you completely disagree. Maybe you wholeheartedly agree. Feel free to shout it out and we can share all our ideas over this topic. Okay, thank you very much.